People, welcome to another episode of WWE Champions. That's WWE Champions. With me, Big Jim, and tiny Andre the Giant.
Young, small Andre the Giant.
Young, small Andre the Giant.
And Andre the Giant's the current 3-star character.
He is indeed, yes. He's one of the new characters that you can try and get if you've got the cash, the credits into the loot area. So there he is, finally. He's just cropped up. Finding loot, if you're very lucky. Obviously, you don't very often get these 3-star characters, but if you do, well done to you.
That's what he did.
What I would say is, faction-wise, faction, BadLadDad, Team BadLadDad. As you can see, we've got a few applications come in because, as I mentioned to you previously, we seem to be going up a level every day now, so there's always 5 spots come available. So as you can see, 75 out of 80, so we've got 5 spots going. A few people just applying. Let's just do some, give a bit of help here. Help.
They're screaming.
Help. So it's worth you keeping your eyes on that. Oh, excuse me. Why don't these things come out before you start filming? Worth keeping your eyes on that if you want to join Team BadLadDad, because if you do miss out on a particular day, that could always come available the following day. So do keep your eyes on it. What I would say is, I'm being a bit evil. Is that you trying to do your Andre the Giant here? What I would say is, we're going to be quite strict with people, and if you haven't logged in for 3 days and you're on Team BadLadDad, you run the risk of being ditched, of being booted out, of being KO'd. Because we do want active people, so just bear that in mind. There's no good you applying and then saying, great, I'm in Team BadLadDad, and then sitting there for a week and not even bothering to play the game. Because when you next log back in, you're going to find you're no longer in the team. So, and do try and have a sweep through sort of 2 or 3 times a day, just making sure people are playing. So just be wary of that. Now then, one of the big things I want to do today is, if we go into my roster, you will see I could evolve both the Seth Rollins character I've got here, the NXT character, got his moves done and got all the bits and pieces we need to evolve him. There's various classes as you can see, and I could also do Director of Operations, Kane. I really need some flame coming up by me when you say his name, Kane. I could do him, but I'm not going to do him because if you have a look at my 2-star Dean Ambrose, this is the only 2-star character that I've actually pulled from a loot crate. What?
You got Dolph Ziggler 2-star from the crate.
It was the very first of 2 2-star characters. That's what I need. That's why I need tiny Andre the Giant here. Young small Andre the Giant alongside me. Well, I've got the 2 then that I've pulled from crates. But as you can see with him, once I get his moves sorted, then I will be able to enhance him and get him up to silver. So
you do
need 4 reels of whatever that is.
And Bobby Roode jackets.
But you know what I'm saying. So I'm thinking, rather than just having a whole team of 2-star purples, and I'm calling the classes by their colours again because we're still familiarising ourselves with acrobats and showboats and things like that. And if I start talking about the names of these classes, a lot of you aren't going to know what I'm talking about. That's why I'm saying purples and yellows and reds and things. Okay, so we do know what the classes are. It's just for the benefit of a lot of people who won't. There you go. Just on that note, on our tips and hints video recently, that we've been discovering more things all the time. And of course, when you got your 2-star characters, whether you've evolved someone or whether it's a case of you've just managed to get them through a loot crate, you notice it obviously has opened up more moves. And if you've got a 3-star character, you'll have another move. Now, how do you activate those? Because you only have 3 moves at any one time, obviously including your finishing move. Well, simply, if I decided I wanted to restore the rebound clothesline, it's one of my moves. If you just tap on it, it says equip. And then you tap on the one you want to replace. So let's just say I want to take out the eye poke. And there you go. His top 3 is now, as you see. And those are the 3 that he will take into battle. But as you can probably notice, if you're canny amongst you, the clever amongst you will have spotted that the eye poke and the Midnight Special are actually the same colour, so they're using the same gems.
And so the eye poke, with the numbers you unlock at 2-star.
So what I want to do is actually have the 2 purples in there because, of course, every time you're breaking a purple gem, it's powering the 2 of them up. So you're getting double whammy, double the value for money. So anyway, that's what I want to do with him. But for now, let's get on and do Seth. I could have done this a couple of days ago, but I've been, the kindness of my heart, I've been waiting to do it with you guys.
I've had this in my hand for a few minutes.
I've been waiting to do this.
Just waiting for you to say Seth Rollins.
It is the NXT.
So it was just like,
Sethina Rollins. Right, here we go. Now, she's on 860, so let's give it a quick evolve. I've got 12k coins. You will notice Ninja Boy's got an exceptional amount of coins that he's been saving, but I'll let him explain that shortly. So here we go. So going from 860, we go up to
950.
950. Look at that.
Points.
That's a great move. And I was looking earlier whether I could evolve, improve some of the moves. And we did notice that I'd got. What have you just done there? Ninja Boy is doing his best to make himself Ninja Girl by injuring himself in one of those sensitive areas. Right, okay, bit of self-surgery. So there we go, look, I can just boost him up a couple of times there. That's a good one, that's a doozy. So then I've got to decide whether should I bring that in? Yeah, look, you see now it says deal 967 and rather than 785. Shall I bring him in? What do you reckon? Let's do it. Let's equip him. So now my 3 moves, I've got 2 that involve blue gems. Something else actually, I have to remember one of the things that's come in handy. Are you going to do some battling, some fighting? Let's just go into versus mode to come up with this other thing I was going to say. There was 2 things here actually. Firstly, you may have noticed you're winning matches. You're doing really well. You say, yeah, this is great. You get to a certain position in the ladder. Where have you gone? Come back. Okay. He's just starting off playing with his WWE figures over there, which we will do a video about eventually. Just grab 2 random ones just to show. How many have you got over there at the moment?
Well, there's some in the bag, but here, 1.
Have you been doing a Royal Rumble, haven't you?
Elimination, pinfall, or submission battle royale.
Right, okay.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
No, I don't count them off camera. People want to see you over here. They don't want to hear you from a mile away. I said just grab 2 at random to show people who you've got. Right, and the 2 randomly chosen superstars of the day are...
I just typed in like... Okay.
We should have done... Actually, that's one way to do it. We could do two stars per video. Sorry, yeah. Triple her.
John Cena! Da, 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 da.
Okay, so anyway, as I was saying, you might have noticed you're doing really well in the ladder stages. You're getting all these victories in. But when you next log in, you suddenly notice that you've been demoted. You're like, what is going on? Well, you look on your defence team, and it's because your defence team keeps losing matches. But if you have a look, bottom right-hand corner of each of those defeats is a Get Revenge button. Now, if you do that, if you do take someone back on, it might be a bit silly to take on someone who's got 783 reputation already, or notoriety as it's called. But if I press that button, it then calls up that opponent, and you can have a go back at them. So that's the first thing to bear in mind. The other thing is, when you're actually in mid-battle, yes, you've got the coloured gems that match your signature and finishing moves are the ones that give you the big points. But there's also like a second or third colour outside of those that will give you more points than the remaining colours. Now, to just check on those, just tap on your icon whilst you're in battle, and it will show you the point scores for each of the various gems. So that way you can, when it comes to a selection, if you can't have something that's going to actually feed one of your signature moves or your finishing move, go for one of the higher point scorers that that your wrestler will benefit from. Equally, you might want to just take away some of the gems that your opponent could benefit from, particularly his finishing move. If you can't get gems from your own finishing moves, nick them from his. Right, well look, we might as well just do a little bit of battling.
By the way,
while we're here.
revenge battles, I believe they do get you more notoriety, because from one I got a 1 star and got 32 notoriety.
Right.
And of course, the more stars, the more notoriety. So
Okay.
let's just see if I have any defense. I must have, because I've lost. See, get revenge. So these two.
What was I going to do here? I don't know what I was going to do here now. That's right. I was going to bring the blues in. I was doing a double blow, just moving Dolph Ziggler over, because if you have a look, it's blue has the class benefit over yellow. What's the matter? You just realised how many defeats there are.
I press revenge.
Yes.
This
And
opponent is not available in the current tournament.
I don't know, maybe I don't know what they've done. What I would say again, with the factions,
I just have to do normal battle.
it's very difficult. If you're actually in charge of a faction, you'll have found this out. It's very difficult to actually monitor what's going on, because when you start scrolling down the list of members, particularly when you've got up to like 70 or 80 members, you get a few scrolls down, and sometimes the screen can suddenly expand, and you just have the top 10 people, and you have to keep kicking out and coming back in again so that you can get all the way to the bottom to see who's being active and who isn't. But secondly, when people are applying to join the faction, you can't see their profile. So if you want to, say, set a limit of you've got to have 10,000 points worth of reputation from your roster, then you can't see what that person's got, because you just see their name. You don't see any more than that. So it's difficult to know, as someone running a faction, who to take on and who not to take on. And beyond that as well, when you're in a faction, if you click on the list of members, you will see yourself and you'll see your rating, which is based on your roster. We can't find that rating anywhere else other than if you go into the faction part. So how you're meant to know what your overall rating is, don't know.
Once to find it out, I just added it all up.
Well, you see, that's not ideal, is it? For a nice little app game. Anyway, look, I was going to go on and play this, wasn't I? What was I going to do? Is everyone fully powered? Oh, let's just go for it. Bit of a risk. A bit more higher powered than me, but I can show you what I was talking about there with the tapping on the guys. Come on. It shouldn't take this long. Get into action. So you've got a bit of Cena and Cena going on there, haven't you? Right, so as you can see here, obviously with John Cena, he's got his 3 different coloured gems that he's after. So if I can stop him getting yellows, that's a good thing. We both need reds, and blue I very much need. Again, on my 2-star character, I've gone big on the blues. But if I just tap on Dolph Ziggler's icon, you can see there, well, blues and reds, as you would expect. Actually, the reds aren't that high. Blue's certainly high, but look, green, I can get 230 odd from hitting a green gem, which I don't necessarily need for my signature moves. So if I can't get blue or red, which feed my signature moves, green would be a good thing to go for as an alternative, which is what I very well may do right here, because there's no reds or blues I can do. There's a lot of blacks there. John Cena, he's one of these characters. He's a very popular character in this game. I don't know if you've noticed or whether you've suffered it if you've come up against him. Oh, low battery already. Oh my goodness, how's that happened? Because he's very good. Once he gets one of his moves going, he's very good.
I'm about to do it now.
At generating extra gems, which fires up his subsequent moves, which he can then just chain together, and you don't get a look in. It can become very frustrating. Right, we'll do a bit of that. So I've got my reds full, but I'll just keep that up my sleeve. He's going to have his finisher next time round. That's surprising. He's not gone for the green move. Well, I'm going to kick in with the reds because I want to get some early damage in. So we'll just do some of that.
No, he can get a wild
Boom!
card.
Right, 2 gems to convert to heal gems.
Well,
Let's take those 2. Well, that was a bit silly actually. We'll clear those. We'll go for that one, and we'll go for that one. Right, but what I want to do now is try and get my blues going. I want to get my blues.
the blue.
It's very frustrating when you're trying to kick out, and the only one that you could actually link up is crates, which is going to give you like 6 power.
Oh, this could be it right here.
I can't see anything I can do that's going to drag Blues down either.
GG. Win for me.
Job done. Well done, Ninja Boy. Right, here's his finisher. Oh, surprised he didn't actually chain me. I haven't got my tag man coming in either. That's a bit of a blow. This is going to be a tough one. This is going to be a tough one. What? You see, that actually is something else that's quite infuriating. I've got a tag team member. At no stage do you have any control over your tag team member, so I can't call them in now. You only get to call them in when it flashes in with the game. And even then, if you do tag them in to just interrupt, you're not actually tagging them in the true sense of the WWE words.
They just come in, break it up.
They come in, break up the fight, and then leave you to it again. So and then you can't tag them back in later.
10 health.
So it's not really the best.
Oh,
that's the way to do it.
Wild card.
That is the way to do it.
See, if you match the yellow.
Yeah, that's going to give me an extra go.
Yeah.
He's full on green. I'm surprised if he'd used that green before he did his finishing move. Oh, I didn't particularly want it to pin. So that's a waste of a wild card move. That's something else that it does.
No, he's gonna do the John Cena finish.
You see that? I didn't want him to pin him again, because that then just gave him the opportunity to come back and do exactly what he's doing now.
No, he's got a finisher.
Yeah, well, I can. Yeah. Okay. Nothing I can do there.
Because you're in danger.
Yeah, I know. It doesn't stop you from tapping it though, does it? There you go. It's quite a few interesting.
Only 15 there.
Quite a few interesting tactical points there, but also highlighting some of the things that you just don't have control over that perhaps they could do with making a tweak there, particularly this whole tagging in concept. But anyway, that's enough for today, I think. It's given me a lot to think about there right now. Now, Ninja Boy, just before we go, how come you've got, how much have you got there? 138, what is it you got?
138,620.
Right, when was the last time you spent any of those coins?
In one day, I was on...
Guest appearance from his buddy here.
So in one day, I was on 30,000 coins, and I just saved and played a lot, and went to 100,000. But over time, so I went from like 70 to 50 in a day. Then next day, back to 70, but down to 30. Right,
that's quite a comprehensive breakdown on your coins. But why?
It's 'cause sometimes...
Just explain why you're doing this. Why are you saving all these coins?
Because I'm waiting for my first 2 or 3 star character, and then I'm going to power them up, because they're going to be my best character.
So it's basically, what he wants to do is, as he said, if he manages to pull a 2 or even a 3 star, then he straight away wants to have as many coins available as possible to power that person up.
288 cash.
And it does.
So I'm near a crate. So young small Andre the Giant kind of deserves to get Andre the Giant.
When you do get to your 2-star characters, all of a sudden those coins you need just to go up one level starts to increase quite a bit.
Yeah, by that's like 13,000.
Another thing that'd be quite nice, I know I was finishing the video just now, but another thing that'd be quite nice is you only really need 2 of your best characters from each class, because you're not going to need more than 2 wrestlers at any one time, are you? So it'd be quite nice if, like, the lower people on your roster, if you could cash them in for coins, or if you could break them down so that you got depending on their class.
If there was like a trading system, so you
some of their moves or
like,
trading system.
Yeah, like 3 1-star golds for a 2-star bronze.
Yeah, just something like that,
I'd
because
do that.
I know I've got a lot of people at the lower end of my roster that I'm just never going to touch, because I'm looking at the top end and I'm looking at improving the top end. And as I mentioned, you're only ever going to need 2 wrestlers at any one time, and the most you're going to need from one class at any one time is 2. So it's kind of pointless having all these other guys clogging up the bottom, unless you're just an avid collector and you just like to hoard things, which is a completely different thing. So that's it. Thanks ever so much for watching. If you want to see some more of this, you know what to do. Please subscribe. Bung us a like down below. Bung us 50 likes down below if you like the video. And you can follow us on Instagram, on Twitter, on Facebook. And remember, Twitter is the place to follow us if you want to know what's coming out and when. And until we see you next time, you stay cool.